Hello everyone, this is a Q. Yeah, I know. That happened. But anyways, before we start talking about that, if you don't know what a Q is, essentially a Q is just me talking without a script and, complaining about whatever subject matter that I want to talk about without actually putting any effort into it. That's just a cheap way of me saying I'm really lazy, so I'm just going to talk into a mic until everyone's satisfied with what the fuck content I just made. Fucking, I don't know, nobody stopped me so far, so hey, why not continue? After I'm done talking about that subject, we take your questions and I answer them. I don't know why I said we as if I'm two people. I'm actually one human being that's very distraught about the fact that the EU just passed Article 13. Now, Article 13 is a very difficult topic to talk about. I can't just TLDR it in just a matter of 10 seconds, tell you, hey, it just means this, this, and that. So I did have to write a script for this Q. So I hope you can forgive me. This one time a Q has been unpure. Well, maybe there's been a few other times, but so far this is the first time that I've actually had to write a script for the Q. So yeah, in order for me to explain what Article 13 is and how to really tell you the effects that it has on the internet, I'm going to have to read. So yeah. Let's just jump into it. Article 13 essentially is a copyright directive that means to keep tech firms like YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, etc. liable for all the bullshit copyright stuff that you upload. In layman's terms, this is meant to keep tech giants regulated, as there is an issue with the digital space with copyright laws and such, and in a way this law is meant to protect people who make copyrighted content. In reality though, Article 13, now known as Article 17, is essentially now choking down tech giants so that they need to cough up money for them to host this kind of content on their website. Or, more likely than not, because let's face it, this is bullshit, websites like YouTube will no longer support that sort of content on their website and just ban it. All of it. Now, of course, YouTube could use an upload filter, which is a word I'm sure many of you have heard lately, yet this upload filter could spell disaster more than it would fix the problem. As Article 13 is already super vague, the filter itself will ferociously scrub through anything it thinks is copyright infringement and systematically delete all content they feel has some sort of violation, when in reality it could just be 10 seconds of you singing the lyrics of your favorite pop song, or maybe 5 seconds of you showing a clip from a movie, I don't know, from way back in the 70s, or even just a single image you found online. Hell, some of you European Let's Players may not even have much of a Let's Playing career left, as even video games could be grounds for copyright infringement. I mean, shit, Nintendo was never really allowing people to gain money off of their gameplay anyway, so what's really to stop them from just taking down your videos in Europe just because you played their game at the wrong time, or for any major video game company? Yeah, so essentially this could mean that even memes uploaded to Twitter and Reddit could essentially just be wiped out. Although some dudes have argued that these kinds of images are safe under parody laws. Yet again, the upload filter has no real cohesive way to tell if the thing it sees is copyrighted or a parody, or straight up fair use. And of course, it's impossible to regulate this stuff manually, as the internet is just impossibly huge. There is no way humans could ever keep up with the things that people upload. This means that, well, for all my European viewers, you guys might not have much of an internet left once this passes, and it's already been approved. In about 2 years, we'll be seeing Article 13's effect on the internet as we know it, and some people are being optimistic about this, saying that there are still things from the law itself that could be changed and tuned up, and it's still being controlled by varying other countries, so it's likely that they can change it so that it suits the internet better, but let's face it, there's a reason why this article passed in the first place. And I'm not going to be a typical millennial and just say, hey, they're just baby boomers, they don't even know how to turn on a computer, I'm edgy as fuck, because that's not going to get us anywhere. We're already past that point of insult suite. It's not going to fix anything. The real reason is, let's be honest, these people, yes, they are not as young as we are, and they probably don't consume the kind of content that we consume every day, and that's partly the reason why this passed. It's not because that they don't know how to use a computer or don't know how to use the internet. Yes, I'm sure that they do use the internet, but for the most basic reasons possible, and that is either tweet something out controversially or just check on the news, and I don't know, maybe send an email to their more important political friends, but that's about it. I don't see any political person from Europe actually using it to watch a YouTube video. It doesn't matter who from YouTube. I just know that they're not consuming that as much as we are, which is why they don't see the effects that we do. So we could be listening to music one day, and then hey, all of a sudden you can't do that on YouTube anymore because fuck you, we don't have the license for that, so get off the internet. I know, it sucks, and there's not much we can do about it. It's a tricky little situation, and unfortunately, it's just going to set the whole world on fire. And yes, I know this is only affecting Europe, and I've said that many times before, actually, but this ripple effect could greatly affect the rest of the world, because the internet is a shared space for everyone around the world. So if this thing is actually passed, then its glory is going to affect the memes and the YouTubes, you know, like shit like that. Then it could be possible that Europeans won't even have access to just websites like that, to Twitter, to YouTube, because what's the point? There's so much risk of having Europe in their country filter, or like whatever you want to call it. They have this risk of having this country here that could fuck up their entire website with just one lawsuit. Why take that risk? And yes, I've heard that there is some conspiracies out there that Google could possibly sell certain big companies their copyright stuff, so that way they could stream on YouTube. But I don't know. I don't really know that much about that side of the business, that shady side. But let's be honest, the big companies win. It doesn't matter who's on your side, because the consumer has lost. Most importantly, the European consumer. And I am so very sorry that in about 2 years' time, most of you will probably never see my videos ever again, or anybody else's videos ever again. Maybe I'm being a little too dreary about it. I don't know. Tell me what you think. Am I just an idiot thinking about doomsday? I don't know. Maybe. I'm thinking more realistically. Maybe that's not realistic. Maybe it's not fucking Terminator Salvation, you know, we're all gonna get nuked or something. But it is a very scary thought. I don't know what I would do in your situation, but if you are in Europe, and I know that some of you are in Europe because you have messaged me before and you have told me that you are a fan from various different countries, being Germany or UK or whatever, whoever's still part of the EU still. I know most of you are, no, not most of you, but I know some of you are from the EU. So you tell me what you think, and you tell me what you're gonna do, and anything that can possibly help, just let us know in the comments down below. And also, yes, I know I gave a very TLDR version of what I just talked about. If you want to learn more, there are plenty of videos out there. I'm not going to link anything in the description, like nothing in particular, because there are just so many videos out there that are talking about this subject. My version probably is incorrect in certain parts, and I'm sure you want a more cohesive understanding of the article, and I probably didn't give it to you, so just look up any website or any YouTube video while you still can. But yeah, that's the cue. Let me know what you guys think. I'm so sorry. This is not funny, but I'm laughing because it's ridiculous. It is a ridiculous thing. It is interesting to see where this is going, because it's, as a spectator, as someone who is not in the UK and shitting my pants, or in the EU shitting my pants, I don't think it's funny at all, but I do think it's something to keep an eye on. I want to see what other countries will do in the meantime. Oh, good God, it's going to be a disaster. It's going to be a total buttfuck disaster. But hey, the Olympics is next year. That's cool, right? That's happening in the near future. Memes. All right. Tell me what you guys think in the comments down below. I've said that several times. I don't know. I just been running around in circles right now. This is such a serious subject, and there's nothing I can do about it. Damn. All right, let's just try and cheer things up with a Q. So, as I said before, if you have any questions or any comments that you'd like to tell me, just leave a hashtag Q in absolutely any of my YouTube videos, and I will respond to you in the next Q, which will probably be in about 2 weeks. And I guess now is a good time, before I start reading the Qs that you guys sent me, that I am changing up my schedule. And I know I say that so many times, but I am actually changing my schedule to be more accommodative of my lifestyle nowadays. Yeah, I'm getting deja vu. I'm pretty sure I've said that like 30 times now. But anyways, the lifestyle that I have now, I really want to focus on my writing, and my writing career. And I definitely want to get money off of writing, because I can't trust YouTube anymore, because probably 20%, if not 100% of my European viewers are probably going to die out in about 2 years. So I'm definitely looking towards selling stuff. And I know some of you have been waiting for books and novels that I promised you about 2 years ago, and I think I'm comfortable now where I can tell you that yes, I am going to publish some of those books in the near future, and that's going to be exciting. But if I'm going to do that, I'm going to have to change the schedule. So from now on, starting next week, you will be getting one Wednesday video every 2 weeks. And after the Wednesday video, you will be getting a Monday and Friday video, that either being a Q or a video I just want to do a small topic on, or a soapbox video on Fridays. But every Wednesday I want to focus on one big video that I want to do, like I want to focus my entire energy on. Hopefully this will give me a much more comfortable schedule, so that not only I could focus, that could allow me to focus on my writing career, but it would also help me focus on not only my mental health, as well as focusing on streaming, because I missed that quite a lot. But man, I can't do it. It fucking sucks. Anyways, hopefully you guys will enjoy that schedule change, and you guys will understand that I need to do this, because I want to think about my life instead of YouTube, because I don't really, YouTube is just blech right now. So anyways, all right, let's move on to the questions at hand. All right, someone named a randomer on the internet, or at randomer Nick on Twitter, asked, will there be any upsides on Article 13 being passed? I don't see any upsides myself. I'm no expert on this, but a lot of experts have pretty much said that everybody's going to lose on this, except for the companies, of course, asking for the copyrights and all that such. They're going to be gaining money, and even if they don't get any money from YouTube or Twitter, so that they could allow them to host their content on that website or at their websites, they would still have power over their own content, so they could just basically be their own mega house, their own giant digital firm, you know. So like, let's say it's probably a little malicious to point out at these people. Fuck it. Sony. Let's say that Sony Digital Media, they copyrighted their music, and also they copyrighted any of their movies, which of course they have. And they're not allowing any of that shit to be on YouTube at all. And this is, I know this is probably a gross misunderstanding of what Article 13 really is, but let's say that is the example. And they're not allowing YouTube to do any of that. They're not allowing them to host that content unless they pay. YouTube pays Sony to actually have a license to, you know, host that shit. So that means Sony has just control over all of their shit, and anybody that they're unhappy with, they could just immediately just ban or kill or just terminate off of YouTube. They have the power to do that. And even if YouTube doesn't pay, and they don't have, like, then nobody has power over that. You know, nobody can upload anything from Sony whatsoever, and that is very scary. Again, it's a gross misunderstanding of the Article 13, not really misunderstanding, but like more of a simplification of what Article 13 really is. It's just shit. There's no real upsides aside from the fact that maybe if you work for one of these companies, you'll probably be seeing a larger paycheck in the next 2 years. So hey, there's that. No, but other than that, and I need to reiterate this because I know some people are going to be like, oh, this is only in Europe. This is in Europe. This is not affecting me here in America or Mexico or fucking Japan, right? And no, it's going to affect you. It's definitely going to affect you. Maybe not at first, but it will be affecting you soon. And it will send ripple effects to pretty much every country in the world. And it's going to be bad. It's pretty much going to be bad. And my biggest worry of this is that it'll influence certain world leaders to be like, hey, this law is actually really cool and radical. Fucking let's do it. Let's do it. And then they pass it, and then, hey, America, you can't do memes anymore. That fucking sucks. There's no real upside to it. There are many senators, I don't know, is it senators, prime ministers? I don't know. But many people in the EU probably voted for this because they thought there were many upsides. Again, they probably don't consume as much content as we do, right? It doesn't affect them, so they don't understand, right? But what they do understand is that they believe it's actually some sort of like David and Goliath thing, which is another metaphor that I'm sure many of you have been hearing around the internet because of Article 13. It's like a David versus Goliath thing. The Goliaths being the digital firms, they control all your shit and they're taking all the money from you. But don't worry, Article 13 is gonna make sure you get that money because you own that content. In reality, it's just gonna give the money back to the big industries that own the content in the first place and not necessarily you. Even if you're like a singer for like a big music production team, I don't know, they're probably going to get more money than you are because it's not your content. After all, it's their content that you happen to be singing for. So it's just bad. It's just actually fucking horrible. So no, I don't see any upsides, but thank you so much for your question, Randomer Nick. XJumpe asked on Twitter, UK doesn't have memes now? Technically, they don't. It's very hard to say. As I stated before, there are many images on the website. I think every fucking photo that's ever been taken or any drawing that's ever been taken, it definitely is owned by the person who drew it or by the person who took the photo or whatever. Whoever made the image first, they're the copyright owners, right? So this could definitely mean that any meme that involves a person or like a photo or like a drawing that you've used and you've associated your memes with probably means that they're gonna own that meme now. Of course, some people are saying, oh, but a parody, you know, it's all safe because parody, fair use, whatever. But it, again, if the upload filter is you know, incorporated into these websites, there's no real telling if these are parodies or fair uses. You know, a fucking robot can't tell that. There's so many vague things, and the copyright laws are already so shitty. So that's what needs to be changed. Instead, they were like, hey, fuck you, just don't do it. Just don't do it, and you suck. That's basically Article 13, aka Article 17. I'm just gonna call it Article 13 because 13 is an unlucky number, and boy, are we unlucky to have such great EU head ministers, fucking whatever. Man, are we unlucky. Great people. Anyways, thank you so much for your question, XJumpe. At Quite Large 45 from Twitter asked, do you think the overwhelming backlash to the passing of Article 13 will deter similar laws from being passed? Absolutely not. No, I don't believe so. It is what I've stated before many times. These people, that is the people who passed the law, don't consume this kind of content. I'm sure they've heard the controversies, but I think they are so prideful of their own judgment that they know that if they pass it, everybody will be happy, right? But in reality, most of the outrage, and this is the unfortunate part, and I guess in a way the most ironic part, but the most outrage is coming from online users, Twitter users, YouTube users, all these people. These online people are complaining about it online, which is like a digital space that, or just fucking a space that these people, these senators, these whatever the fuck you want to call them, Jesus Christ, I don't know what to call them, these lawmakers, these people don't actually go to. So they're not going to see 80% of the outrage that's happening right now. And that's just unfortunate. It really sucks. But yeah, I don't see how this will deter any sort of laws in other countries. Because let's face it, if they're not seeing it, then they don't care. Even if you protest, people, how many times has a protest actually, you know, worked in the favor of now the people who control their countries now, you know? Like it seems like these protests aren't getting through to some of these world leaders. It just seems like they think it's just babies crying. I don't know. I'm just being a little too dreary about it, I guess. But I just don't see how even a protest could like fix this, because I think they really don't understand. They just don't. So no, I just don't think they'll get it. They won't understand. They really think that this is gonna help the small dudes, like, oh, the poor itty bitty people that could never defend themselves, all small. No, it's not. It's really not. But thank you so much for your question. All right, next is fucking, I can't speak. Dope Dwayne, or Dope shit Dope Dwayne, maybe that's your name. He asked on Twitter, is there any real reason why people outside of the EU should even care about this, considering that most stuff is hosted outside the Union? Yes, absolutely. It would definitely mean, especially if you're a YouTuber, and somebody did ask that, but if you're a YouTuber, you're basically cutting off, like, most, yeah, I would say most of your consumers. You're probably not going to be allowed to talk or even view the content of people on in the EU. So if you have any YouTubers or Twitter followers, people you follow on Twitter that are from the UK or the EU, anywhere, they're probably not going to be available to you anymore because they can't post anymore on that website, or maybe they can't do any YouTube videos anymore, or they can't even post memes anymore. So it affects you that way. If you're talking about, like, is this gonna affect me, like, can I post memes? Yeah, absolutely you can, but you're probably not gonna get as much attention as you would now if you were to post a meme, or if you were to just talk online. If you were to upload a video online, you're probably not gonna get that much attention because the UK and the EU probably can't even watch your shit anymore. Not only that, but again, I'm just gonna bring it up. There is also the worry that maybe someday the president of your country or whatever is probably going to be influenced by this, and they're going to be like, hey, I'm going to do the same fucking shit. Yes, it is something to care about, but if you're really, like, thinking, is this going to affect me immediately? Probably not. If you're just a person on the internet that just does his own thing, and you do comics or whatever, like whatever you do online, and it doesn't involve making content, then no, it's not going to affect you, but you should still be paying attention to this. And that's a good question. So thank you so very much for the question. Glebanex at Twitter. Shit, it's so difficult to say that. Anyways, Glebanex on Twitter asked, does this actually mean fan art for media made in the UK can be taken down, or even worse, sue if you've made your career based off of this? Well, first of all, as an artist, I don't think you should be basing your career on fan art, but I understand that does jumpstart your shit. So no, I don't see how fan art can actually be affected. I don't think the copyright laws are going to be that strict, but it is still very vague, so it could affect you. But in my opinion, I don't think it's going to affect people who make fan art, especially UK kind of based artists. I don't think their art is going to be affected that greatly. But if they happen to work in photography, or maybe even literature, if that's the kind of artist you're talking about, or maybe even music, yes, it will definitely affect them. Painting, not so much, because I feel like if they do have a sort of what's that fucking word? That filter. If there were a filter on YouTube or Twitter or Facebook even of you drawing something and you uploaded that, I don't think it can detect that it's fan art. I am pretty sure it can figure out what copyrighted material is versus what is just art. I'm pretty sure you'll be safe in that department. But if you're a writer, if you want to make fanfic, probably not. But who knows? Who knows? It's so vague. It's so fucking vague, and that's what makes it so fucking scary. But thank you so much for the question. Slop Jockey, or Slop Maki from Twitter asked, new Let's Play videos when? Never. I'm not gonna make a Let's Play anymore. That was my old persona, and I don't know. I do miss it, but I never got views for it. I remember when I did get views, or rather when I did get a substantial amount of subscribers, I tried doing Let's Plays again, but I only got like about 200 views on those videos, and it made me realize that those kinds of videos are probably not the kind of videos that people want to watch from me anymore, or it's difficult for me to even start that anymore because there's so many Let's Players, and I really do believe that Let's Plays are dead, so there's no point in me to actually like jump back into it, you know, because I'm done with it. I'm done with it. But if you really are interested in seeing me play video games and you want to interact with me live and ask questions that I can answer, and then we can have a fun time together, just go to my Twitch and follow me on Twitch. I'm trying to get an actual schedule for that. I'll probably be doing a Twitch stream tonight just to test out, you know, what I can do with OBS and all that stuff. So yeah, if you still want to see me play video games, you know, have a casual talk with me, just chill, and you're not exactly here for someone who's incredibly funny online, because I'm not, then you could watch out for my chill streams and chills on Twitch. Chills number 15. Burger King foot lettuce. The last time you wanted a burger was when you were hungry. Anyways, thank you so much for the question, Slav Maki. All right, I think this will be the final question of Twitter. It is from, oh, Jesus Christ, how do I say your name? Persikarvaharja. Fuck, I'm not even gonna try again. All right, he asked on Twitter, how much does your soul ache because of the lack of the Sonic movie trailer? Not that much. Not that much. I'm so curious, but I'm really not that interested. I know it's going to be great because I'm going to watch it and I'm going to fucking feed into it because I'm a fucking degenerate asshole just like all of you. But honestly, I'm not really terribly curious that I'm like, oh, I want to watch it like now. I can wait for it. In the meantime, has anybody watched the Dora the Explorer trailer? Holy shit, fuck you. My god, why are we even here on this planet? Oh my god. Thank you so much for the questions on Twitter. Now let's move over to Discord, where more of the questions are less about Article 13 and more about bullshit. Alright, let's see. Alright, Snazzy Azzy asked on Discord, I heard you talk about a book in an old video. Are you still making it? So that old book, I'm probably not going to be working on that anytime soon, but I do have ideas for newer stories, so you'll probably be seeing me work on those. Then I will be on Sam Died Today. That is something that I need to get confidence over. But as of right now, no, I'm not working on that book. But I will say, and I'm not going to announce anything until I'm actually ready to announce something. So I do have plans to start posting on articles, or rather posting articles online and short stories online. So until I have those ready and I have an actual plan for that stuff, I'm not going to announce where I'm going to be posting them and how I'm going to be posting them and how you can view them. So as of right now, I'm just telling you, yeah, I'm working on new stories and new articles. So keep that in mind if you are interested in that kind of stuff. But for now, I'm still trying to plan things out, and hopefully this new schedule can help me out. So thank you so very much for the question, Snazzy Azzy. Egg Boy asked, if all the presidents had a fist fight, who do you think would win? Fucking Theodore Roosevelt. Yeah, he used to be a boxer. He was blind in one eye because he boxed so hard and someone punched his eye out. Yeah, no, he'd win. Like, hands down. Are you fucking kidding me? He totally win. If all, but it, like, are you talking about like all of them? No, he'd still win. He's a badass. Yeah, fuck you. He's pretty cool. I don't know what else to say. No, let me evaluate everyone. Let's see. There were some of them that were generals, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they knew how to fight. And also, there's a huge disparity between like the timelines of all of them. It's like some of them were from like 1800s and some of them were from like 2000. So maybe they know how to box better than the people from the 1800s or the 1700s. So that's tricky, but I'd still pretty much say that Theodore Roosevelt would win. He was a boxer, so fuck you. Yeah, he'd win. Andrew Jackson, no, fuck him. He wouldn't win. He'd be too busy being a racist cunt. So thank you so much for the question. Amethyst AR18 asked, Goose, what do you think of the whole Epic Store exclusivity controversy going on at the moment? So I'm not very familiar with the controversy, but I do know that they're trying to get exclusive games in their store than on Steam. And I think that's always a bad idea, to make a digital space solely for your kinds of games. Like, to have a store exclusive stuff, that's bad. I mean, that's just bad, man. Like, you're trying to keep away games from people so that they could use your shitty website or your shitty or application, I should say. And it's shitty. Epic Store is known to be like spyware. It like analyzes the shit you do online and the shit you do especially on Steam. And that's like kind of scary. So to see that there's so many exclusive stuff on PC kind of makes me laugh. because PC Master Race, oh, we can get our games wherever we want, GOG, Steam, fucking Humble Bundle, I don't care, we can get it wherever. Yeah, but now there's an actual person, or rather organization or company rather, that's trying to fuck that up and they're fucking it up real good. I don't see this actually working in Epic's favor like at all. I still think Steam has, well, I think it's good to have competition, but I don't believe Steam's philosophy is actually going to let them be like Epic, as in have, oh, Steam exclusive games. I mean, of course, Half-Life is never going to be on the Epic Store probably. And there's still so many games that aren't on the Epic Store. But doing this is just like cowardice, I feel like. It's not actually showing dominance like I think most companies think that they're like trying to prove. Like, with Sony. Sony is trying to prove confidence and dominance over the console wars bullshit, right? By having exclusive games, and you can only play online games on our servers. Fuck you, Nintendo and Microsoft. That has proven to backfire on them heavily and has brought about a lot of backlash, and eventually they now have to open up to the idea of just playing online with Switch users and Xbox users via cross-platform, because that's something they were so scared of. But now, because they were so scared of it, it has led to a lot of PlayStation users just being very unhappy with them. So it's the same with Epic. I think there's going to be a lot of Epic Store users that are just going to be very unhappy with the store. And I just don't see it working in their favor whatsoever. I've already said that, but like, fuck you. Epic is not gonna, they're not gonna last if they keep doing this. Like, all right, fine. Like, it gives them a bit of a, I guess, an advantage over Steam, but it's not gonna last long. It's really not. It's just kind of annoying. So, yeah, fuck that. It's probably gonna lead a lot more to pirating than it would like people actually purchasing shit. So that's scary, but it's probably not going to be that drastic. So, yeah, thank you so much for the question, Amethyst AR18. What game genre is your least favorite? Asked Anne from Discord. By the way, I have a Discord server. Some of you might not know that, but yes, I do. Anyways, least favorite? Jesus, text-based. I don't know. I like text-based. Fucking least favorite. Oh my god. Oh man, I really hate these kinds of questions. No offense, Anne, but it's like, man, I really have to think about it. Fucking, then there's just so much dead air. Oh, least favorite. Christ. I guess sports games. Like sports games, just straight up. Like, there's what the fuck? Who cares? Like, what the fuck? I'm not throwing fireballs and shit. It's just sports games. Like, yeah, I get it. If you want the simulation and stuff, you want that feeling of actually being a football athlete. You're not gonna be a fucking athlete, you fat ass. It's not gonna work. I don't know. I guess racing games as well. Sims, like racing sims. I'm just not into that. I understand. I get the appeal. I absolutely get it. But I'm not into it. It's very boring for me, and there's always these like niche things that I need to do when racing. Just give me a fucking turtle shell and I'll be fine. That's it. So any simulations, I guess simulations just in general. Oh, and also any sort of game that's supposed to be like a YouTube funny haha meme game, like Goat Simulator. I can't. That game's so fucking boring. It is so fucking boring, and everybody's treating it like it's the shit because haha PewDiePie and Markiplier and Jacksepticeye, they all played it and they were really funny. Ha ha ha. No, motherfucker, it's boring as shit. So fucking boring. I can't. They're all bad. All those YouTube haha funny games, they're all just garbage, and I hate them. I hate it. Hate them. So thank you so much for the question, Anne. Vinny Chad Warden Sauce asked, Q, how do you feel about how do you feel Article 13 will affect you? Like I said, if I'm a YouTuber, and I am, probably not going to be seeing a lot of videos from me if you're in the, EU, and I'm not going to be seeing a lot of viewers anymore. Now, that's not to say that I have a lot of EU viewers, but I do know I have quite a few. If I check the analysis right, like, I believe most of my viewers are United States, probably Canada and Mexico and UK. So yeah, that's gonna fucking suck. And even if it's not like my third most viewed people, like if that's not my audience is coming from, I still got like Germany and like Italy and fucking, oh god, there's so many of them that's from that area that I'll be losing out on because, hey, thank you EU for everything, fuck you. Oh god. But yeah, that's how it's gonna affect me, just like it's gonna affect every YouTuber. We're just gonna see a lot less viewers and possibly a lot less videos from anybody from the EU. So that sucks. And Vinny, I know you're from the EU, so yeah, I'm sorry about that. The EU is not having a good time. These past few years have not been very good. But thank you so very much for the question, Vinny. I'll see you in, another 2 years, and I guess goodbye. Shit. Anyways. Alright, let's see what else. Nut Hut asked, how do you think your older content will be impacted by Article 13? So I've definitely used a lot of images on my older content, and even some of my more recent content. I've used images from various different sources without crediting them because I'm an idiot. I'm sure that my videos will now be blocked for anybody in the EU. Usually videos are where I use anything actually, because I'm mostly just an avatar and gameplay plus some images I find online. So there's a likely chance that 80% of my content will probably either be deleted or just straight up you're not going to see them in your country anymore. You're probably going to see that, hey, this video is blocked in your country now. So that's how it's going to affect it. So yeah, oh great, it's going to be bad. It sucks. So this is depressing. I think I'll just end it here. There's a few more questions, but I've already answered the questions from those people. So if you have any more questions, just realize that you can just do a #Q on any of my videos, previous ones, this one, future ones, and I will be answering them in 2 weeks. Remember, the new schedule is coming out next week, so on Wednesday there will be a big video next week. As for tomorrow, I'm just going to be doing a regular video. Hopefully you guys will like it. I didn't have enough time to actually edit it as good as I wanted it to be edited, but Thursday videos will probably be a little bit more polished, as it will be just a soapbox. So if there's anything that you want me to talk about in the soapbox, just please let me know and I will do that. And if you don't know what a soapbox is, shit, I don't know, ask someone, ask a fan. There you go. I'm so tired right now. I'm just gonna leave right now. Thank you so very much for watching. I love you guys so very, very much. Goodbye. Oh, and all of you EU viewers, goodbye. Love you guys. Goodbye.